Joyce. Hi, humans. I'm Fatu,
I'm Dana.
and I'm asking a question, right?
Yeah.
All right. Your significant other tells you that they need some time off from the relationship to refresh. Would you be open to that? Explain. What you refreshing from? Because you can refresh from my ass permanently.
Yeah. Old Dana would say, yeah, if you're gonna take a break, then yeah, take your break, but break all the way. Because I am learning and understanding, being vulnerable and being honest, and definitely allowing people to tell you what they feel about your relationship or y'all relationship, the relationship. I think that despite me being on an emotional roller coaster and like, what is all of this about? With therapy, I would be able to allow my partner to have that time. And what I think of is just like, it's not a dictatorship. You know, I can't determine what that person needs or what that person should be going through. And if that person says that all of this is just too much and they just need some time to refresh, because to me that's like going on a trip by yourself or just going out to eat by yourself.
Right. That's one thing. I would time off from the relationship. That means how much time do you need? And have you talked to me about why you need time off from a relationship? That's just like, okay, so I come to you tomorrow. We haven't had any kind of conversations. We just going about regular life, and I say, you know what? I think I just want time off from our marriage for a little while.
Baby, I understand that. And I'm so glad that you feel vulnerable enough to state that to me. But here's the scheme and the bid. I have no problem with giving you that time, but understand that you're teaching me how to live without you. Because your decision is a decision on me too. Though I'm gonna try my very best to understand you, and I'm gonna do that with therapy. Because I mean, I just think that's our selfish nature. Like once we're together, we gotta be together all the time.
No. When I read that, it's almost like, are you getting your own spot and you just...
Oh yeah. Okay.
This is not, babe, I need to refresh, so I'm just gonna go on down the road for a weekend. That's nothing.
Okay, but even in that, as like I said, as quickly as I want to say, no, I'm not with it. What if that's some self-care or some healing?
No, I'm okay with the weekend.
Uh-huh.
I'm okay with that. I need a weekend. You know, I'm gonna go here, and I just want to be by myself. I can understand that because that's something that I know I have done and probably would ask.
You know what? It's interesting that you say that because you're a person that believes that you could have a significant other and/or a marriage and live separately.
Yes.
I'm Seymour.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be happy about it.
But that's not taking a break from the relationship.
Right.
No.
It's just like the old Dana, the younger Dana, the immature Dana could easily be like, nah, I ain't gonna be able to do it. But the new Dana is just like, there are so many facets and there are so many things that work in the brain. And at the end of the day, I don't control you, so I can't control you.
Of course not.
And if you need that much space, like you really need to get away, because for you to be able to say that out loud, especially to your partner, your spouse, you have to really be feeling something, and you really need to get away. Like, what if you feel like I'm holding you hostage?
Yeah.
That's worse than you going to get a break, because now that changes the dynamic of the relationship. And it's not a team thing. It's I own you.
I'm just gonna ask you how much time you need, and then depending on how much time that you need.
What if it's you and you say, I don't know how much time I need. I just know that I need it. Like don't say, you can't say I feel some type of way. Now, what's the type of way? You know, I feel like I'm losing myself in this relationship, and I'm putting, I feel that I'm sacrificing some of me, or too much, because you're gonna sacrifice some. I feel like I'm sacrificing too much of me for this relationship, so I need to step back, or whatever the person says.
I understand what
At
you're
the
saying.
end of the day, you have
I'm
to
selfish.
respect it. And because I love you that much and you mean that much to me, I ain't gonna tell you that the little kid in me ain't gonna be kicking and screaming and pouting. That's why I keep telling you I'm gonna have to go to therapy, because I already know that Dr. Cleo gonna have to help me through, because I'm selfish.
Yeah.
And I'm a little kid on the inside too. And one of the biggest things is I want you there in the bed to hold and touch, and I need to feel you. And when I get off work, I need to be stressed and decompressed by talking to you about my day. And I need your hugs. I need your eyes just to connect with mine, to let me know that you feel me and you understand, and that everything is gonna be okay. Because you hardly ever say the words everything is gonna be okay. But I can look at you and I feel safe. So that'll be, weird and awkward and, sad at times. But I'm gonna be so grateful and thanking God that you're getting the wholeness that you need. So yeah, I'm not
and
saying
what if
that
they
it'll be
never
easy.
come back? Yeah.
Then I'm gonna thank God for allowing you to get where you needed to be a better person for you. But at the end of the day, like, maybe you were just my helpmate for a particular part of the journey.
Yeah. And that space also, like you said, teaches you how to not live without me.
Right.
Because when you don't hear that person's voice all the time, when you are not in their presence all the time, it does become out of sight, out of mind, and it hurts for a little while. And then after that, you be like, moving on. Not moving on, but like about life.
What I did before I got you, and since we've been together, which is pray for you, pray for me, and pray for us. Continue to give you, me, and us to God, and ask Him to give all of those things back to me as He sees fit.
Yeah.
Because there is not one time that I've done that I'm like about to tear up, because God has done incredible, mind-blowing things when I've done that. When I'm like, Jesus, I don't even know where she at. I don't even know who she is, but I give her to you right now. And I ask you to heal her and make her whole. I pray that she's laughing throughout the day today. I pray that she feels some kind of unspeakable joy at this moment right now. That she feels that she is loved unconditionally. And that when she sees me, she knows that I have been praying all these things for her. And I desire all these things for her.
What I love about you is that on my days where I'm just like low spiritually, like you carry us.
Because I know that I'm carrying.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying thank you, Negro.
You are so welcome,
I
Charlotte.
don't want to. No, I'm gonna get out. Okay. I wasn't gonna leave you hanging.
That was a good one. That was a really, really good one. I think that's a needed one too, because you have to think beyond the right now answer.
Well, yeah, and I saw what, like I always say, or like to say, we don't belong to anyone. We're here on loan and on borrowed time. And so, like, my new little thought about it is, I can enjoy it. I'm enough to enjoy it. I should enjoy it. I better enjoy it while I have it. Because for so long I didn't, and I know what that feels like. And it may not be forever, but while I got it, I'm fucking enjoying it. Period, bottom line, to end. And I'm talking about my loan.
Yeah.
My loan.
You call it a loan, I call it a blessing.
Yeah.
And
because we're all here on borrowed time.
Yes, with everyone that is a part of my tribe, with everyone that is a part of my purpose, my vision, just a part of my journey in any way, I consider them, it, and the things around me as blessings. And, I pray constantly, God, make me a good steward. I want to be a good steward over my relationship my wife, God, I want to be a good steward of the relationships that I have at work. God, I want to be a good steward over my purpose. You know, even when I'm angry. Yesterday, I woke up at 5:27, and I was very sad because I didn't wake up a little earlier so that I could do my morning meditation. And I just chose not to focus on that and just be happy, and just pray a quick grateful prayer. And I'm telling you, man, it changed the whole day. A lady cut me off in the McDonald's line. Man, sometimes I really do not understand why in Houston we have these double lanes for fast food places, because we have some of the worst traffic
Yeah.
in America, and a lot of times it's simply because people don't know how to merge, and that
Every
you know
other
we
car.
all are taught this need to be first. And it happened to me before, and I said, man, if this ever happened again, I'm just gonna be patient and let the person go in front of me, because I'm causing myself stress and bringing in negative energy that's not even worth it. So I was getting ready to go, and the lady came. She almost hit my truck, and she honked the horn, and I honked the horn, and it reminded me, as soon as I honked the horn, hey, you've been here before, like, just let her have it.
Yeah.
It's not worth all of, the good energy that you just asked for. And I was just like, yep, she's not gonna steal my piece. So I let her make it. And there was something else that happened yesterday, and it just reminded me that I prayed the prayer in the morning of having peace and not letting anything disrupt my joy, and how grateful I am that I'm even allowed to live to live yesterday through. So it's inexplainable how something so little can be so impactful. And I think that's just maturity and growth.
Yeah, because look at people who have road rage and they actually kill.
Yeah.
That was the first time that I think that I recognized, well, I have road rage. It's not as bad as it used to be.
I can't
Man, it used to be horrible. Horrible.
Road rage?
Yeah, man, it used to be like honking and cussing and
It used to be worse than what it is now.
Man, listen, it was so bad that one day, I was driving down the street and Sharif was in the back in his little car seat thing, and somebody, of course, everybody got to be first, so they cut you off. They cut me off, and I honked the horn, and before I could get out what I was gonna say, Sharif was in the back seat, not even being able to talk, blah 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 blah, and I was like, God, okay, I need to simmer down, right? 'Cause when your kids start imitating you and you sound a mess, you know you sound a mess, and you don't want to teach those habits. But I can't remember how long ago it was where somebody was driving down, was it the Beltway, and shot the other person?
Yeah.
Probably was on 45, because a lot of shit go down on 45, man.
Yeah, I had a bad road rage incident where I ended up calling 911 off of 45 in Imperial Valley. Right there before you get to Imperial Valley, I was getting on the freeway. Somebody came, he cut me off, and then he stopped, and I wasn't able to go. And then he was going slow. I went around, and I immediately, he was behind me. I couldn't see the license plate. He was so close. And I just remember I was going east.
You were by yourself?
East, yeah. And I was coming over right there by Greensboro Mall, and where Imperial Valley is on the other side of the Beltway. And I was like, man, I was just calling 911.
How did you get away from that?
I was just driving how generally speaking we drive 65, 70, but I was driving 50 in the first lane, so if I needed to, I could hurry up and get off the freeway. I was nervous, but at the same time, I felt okay, because if I don't know any area, I know Greenspoint. So, I had no fear about, hey, don't judge us crazy. Don't do that. Some of the best human beings are from the GP,
sure.
baby.
I bet you so.
But yeah, so yeah.
How did you get? Did they just pull off, or did you turn?
They just went on.
So that was a lot of energy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you be exhausting all this energy, and it's not even worth it. And then you don't even know the person. So
Because you could have been that person to pump your brakes.
yeah, I used to be a real
No, I would
breaker
when people would
get on my nerves.
Yeah, buddy. Okay,
But
tap this car.
that'll take us 80 more minutes to tell all them amazing stories about
No.
breaking on people.
Yeah, man. What about so when you are having a stressful moment inside you because you know it don't come out, what is the one thing that you pray? What is the first thing that was your go-to that helps you get through the next moment? Is it a prayer? Is it a thought? Is it a feeling? Like what happens?
Immediately now I've been saying, God, thank you so much that I'm able to feel this emotion that I'm feeling. Thank you for thank you that I'm able to feel this emotion, and thank you for holding me and keeping me while this emotion passes. And please give me knowledge, wisdom, and understanding to what's taking place right now so that I can be better coming out.
Amen.
Yeah, literally, I don't know. But I've been praying for knowledge, wisdom, and understanding since I knew that
Since
you
you were
can
in
pray about
diapers?
the Bible. Yeah.
Oh
pray about
yeah.
the Bible.
How old were you?
Probably 13, 14, when it was, for me, for myself.
Have you ever been told or instructed someone, like when they're praying for something, like they want something, and to be very specific in that prayer, even through things that, which is so crazy how, God knows our thoughts, correct?
Yeah.
And so we have thoughts that you are too ashamed to say out loud, but God already knows.
Right.
So like what I mean by that is like when you want to be really selfish and exact about what you want in life. Some people believe that they should not be that exact, or they only pray for partial, even though God knows everything. So why not just tell everything? Wouldn't that be like almost a double doozy kind of power?
Yeah, I used to, I'm very specific about what I want, but no matter how specific I am, I still say, Jesus, I'm giving this to you, and I ask you to give it back to me as you see fit. Now, this is what I want, this is what I desire, but if this is not what you have in mind, because I can't compute what he have in mind. And then it just be so tight the way he do it, man. Like, I want you to do it. You know how, like, you got some friends that are, like, you can bake, right? But you got a friend that got a man that can bake their behind off. Or you got, you like flowers or different kind of arrangements and stuff, but you got a friend that has a green thumb. Or, somebody that is an extreme carpenter. Like, you can do it, but you want them to do it. That's how I feel about my prayers. Like, God, I know what I'm envisioning could be tight, but I know if you do it, as you say, it's gonna be flousy. So I prefer to just pray that prayer.
We have the very
and
same thought process. You said it that way, but I always say what we plan is here, and what God plans, because it's some shit that, like you say, we can't envision.
Yeah.
So we plan, but Allah's the best of planners, because what we gonna get. It's just a shmee bit of what we imagined.
Yeah.
And so I do really love the fact that we have so many, so the different religion titles, right? But same thought process explained two different ways.
Right.
At one point, did you think that there was only one way? Even though you know that there's other religions, there's more than one way to skin a cat.
No.
Were you of the mindset of it's my way or no way? Because I know that
when I was younger, and I was, learning Christ for myself, I felt that way. But I saw how judgmental, and I learned how judgmental that comes across, and how harmful it was in the way in which I was doing things. And like love covers a multitude of sin.
Mhm.
And then, there's the quote that, is very important to me. I forgot who first said it. It could be, I don't think to you where it comes from, but I heard somebody say, man, I'm going to love the hell out of you.
Yeah, it was gonna
And
probably
so
in
then I
the
was
movie.
like, man, that's dope. Like, I really want to
Yeah.
do that. Like, I want to love the hell. I want to love the hurt. I want to love the pain. Like,
Everything.
I take it as a personal challenge that, and sometimes even when I feel like it's at a detriment to me, because I know from that in which I give it, it comes from a good place. So it has no choice but to bear fruit. Now I might not see the fruit of my labor, but it's gonna bear fruit because it's there was a seed planted.
Yeah. A mustard seed.
Even if it's a mustard seed,
Mustard seed.
get some mustard.
Yeah, fry some fish. For some reason, I don't know. Now that we've even talking about religion, and don't judge me when I talk about you think about the fish. That was fried fish. That's horrible.
Oh, you want a fish
Horrible.
fry?
Fish fry. Yeah.
I do not like fish fries.
Really?
Yeah. I
Why?
don't like fish fries, and I don't like the. I just feel like if we're a good steward of our finances, then we shouldn't need a fish fry.
Oh, I don't even when I say fish fry, I don't even think of because we're trying to get some coins together for Pookie's funeral. What I'm thinking about is you have family and friends over and you fry like fish and shrimp.
Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, every time I think of it, it's always the funeral thought that comes into my mind. But I think that,
I've never
again, we
had
should
to
be
do
a
that.
good steward. Thank God. Thank you, Jesus. That we need to be better stewards of our finances and better stewards of our relationships, because I think it is important
Yeah.
and that it is part of your job as my friend to ensure that I have life insurance and have that conversation about
Yeah.
life insurance. Like, you don't have to have $80 million worth of life insurance, but you need to have some life insurance.
We don't as young people typically have those conversations. Does it go hand in hand with the fact that when we are of a certain age we feel invincible?
Yeah.
Like nothing bad is gonna. I remember thinking for a split second when I was a kid, nothing bad is gonna happen to me because I'm a kid. And then you see something. For me, I was a kid when I started watching a lot of the like murder mystery shows and all of that. But it wasn't even that. It was the movie called The Bad Seed, and she was a sociopath killer. It was a little girl, and she killed a kid. And I'm thinking, you can't kill a kid. It's a kid. And then, the thought process. Say, don't judge me. But yeah, and so you get through that, and that's like as a kid, you think nobody's gonna hurt me because I'm a kid, because we're so naive. And then you become invincible, nothing's gonna happen to me because I'm this. And you feel that other ages are old, and like you're never going to get there because you're immortal at that age. No?
No, I feel more.
Not immortal like how I feel now as
Yeah.
vampires, but what I'm saying is you feel, without thinking of the word immortal, when you're a child, a teenager, young adult, you feel immortal.
It just came
You
to
live
mind. I
reckless.
think that I didn't think that because you have to remember, my sister was okay, normal, and then she got sick when she was 2 years old. So that's how she ended up not being able to hear her talk.
I had no
So
idea.
maybe that's why
You never even told
children
me.
have stuff.
You never, I promise, we never,
Oh.
I thought she was born that way.
She had meningitis.
Oh man.
So just, her thought process on, man,
Yeah.
it's mucked up.
Yeah. Yeah, basically. That's probably why she's so infectious though. You don't think so? Well, that's because you
It's
grew up
in
with
our
her.
DNA though, all of us are.
How did I know Data was gonna bring that back around to her?
We just don't.
I'm done with you.
It's in
But
our genes.
I want to go back to you and religion for a second.
Okay. What's the cord? Is the cord about to leave?
No, but I mean, we went off on that tangent. Now I want to stay there. And the car blew away in the wind, y'all. So I can't pick it back up. Was there any point in your life that you were so upset with God? Hear me out. You know, bad things start to happen. They think that God has forsaken them, and so they get mad at God. That's it happens. Was there ever a point in your life that you got mad at God because either you wanted something so bad and it didn't come, or someone was taken, and it doesn't mean that they necessarily passed away, but they were no longer in your life, not friends. Like, was there any circumstance that made you upset with God and shook your faith at all? Because I feel like you could have been a preacher for the night.
I'm trying to tell you. Hating God, like mad at God, no. But I did have a moment of, there was a lot of death happening in my family. And, I just went boldly before the throne of grace, and I was just like, God, you said that you wouldn't put more on me than I can bear. I'm breaking so fast, I can't even catch the crumbs, the water, whatever it is. Like, it's too much. I feel that it's too much, and I feel at any given moment, I'm gonna break into a psychotic state. Because it was just too many deaths that were happening. And I didn't ask for him to have nobody pass away. I just asked him to make it bearable, make my life bearable. This is just too many deaths. It was just like every week. And then it came to the point to where I'm like, man, my job is not going to believe that all of these people are dying. They don't think that I'm just out here trying to do like, the regular people and just trying to say this person died. And, all of that started playing in my head. I'm going to lose my job because I'm going to real funerals. And so, I was broken and, I was very sad, but that's what I prayed, when my dad did die, I can't tell you, I don't remember. There are certain things that I remember so vividly, and there are certain things that I do not remember at all. Like I told you, I just found out that Aunt Barbara was the one who told me that my dad died when it did take place. But I don't remember if I cursed God at that time, because of course I knew who he was. I knew who he was before I came into the earth. But no, I don't remember a time where I ever cursed God or I was ever like really angry at him. I just know that when I had too many debts, that I just asked him to put me there. You cursed?
Yeah. To be honest, I have been upset with God low key for a very long time.
Low key?
Low key. I just feel like a lot of people, even though this is my life, I know I have expressed before to you, like I feel like, why did God put me here just so people can abuse me? Yeah. And so it makes me really like straddle the fence. Yeah. But if I had to get off on the side of the fence for or against God, I'm going for God, of course. I do believe in the oneness of God, but yeah, it's taken me a long time to get to the point where I see the value of my life. And it can only be that, Allah said, hey, come here. I'm tired of this shit from you. Come. And then me not really listening because look where you've kept me, and then really understanding that I kept my own self there.
So you were mad at God because of your choices?
Correct.
Oh, okay.
That's the human side of me. That's the human
what's
side
up.
of me.
I'm so glad that you got to the first part of acknowledging
You know,
whose fault it was. And
yeah,
who was
but
wrong.
you know, a lot of people go through life.
Yeah, definitely can understand that. But that's growth, that's maturity. And
Yeah.
You know that, because I was gonna ask you, were you just placing blame because it's harder? I mean, it's easier to place the blame somewhere else rather than look within.
Yeah. Then you start realizing that, you know, I gotta hold my own self accountable.
Yeah,
You know, and even though I may know it here, I gotta play it here.
that's
You know, and so when I started to accept it and play it here, it's like that's why I feel like I made that comment about how for a long time I used to think that my eyes were like black, you know, and it's because, you know, that was blinded, that whole
Clear.
little like shut up. And then now, you know, as I slowly regain back to me, I can start to see the color of my eyes. Not that my eyes are getting lighter, it's just that I can see them. And so I'm starting to see me.
what's up.
Yeah.
So hopefully you don't need to go on this radical break.
Oh, I may go on a radical break now and had a whole little movement. Anyway, that was a nice little discussion that like I felt like I needed to get out. So thank you for joining me and just rolling with me.
That's what's up.
Yeah, appreciate you. Bye, y'all.